When I left Washington Mutual and joined Citigroup in 2008, it was literally out of the frying pan and into the fire. We were right at the beginning of the worst financial meltdown that we've seen since the Great Depression. And at that moment, it was an almost near-death experience for Citigroup, in the sense that I watched on a Friday night as Lehman Brothers was teetering on the edge of bankruptcy, whether or not we had enough capital at Citigroup to be able to survive. I was an accidental risk manager. I wound up being the chief risk officer of some very large institutions, Citigroup's consumer lending division. I was the chief credit officer for Washington Mutual. I was the chief risk officer for Countrywide Bank, and I held senior risk management positions at Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac for a number of years. And my experience in risk management was virtually all on-the-job training. My PhD is in quantitative finance from Cornell. But my doctoral dissertation is no way related to what I actually wound up doing my entire career. And it's largely because when people go into risk management, particularly in the financial services space, they do so without really knowing what any of that's about when they're in their academic program. So what we do here, I think, is something very unique. We're offering coursework, formal academic coursework in risk management, which has been a fairly big growth industry for the financial services space, the banking space, since the crisis. Smith blends the best of both worlds. They have people that are academically rigorous, strong research professors, and then they have folks like myself that come from industry with a variety of experiences that can actually shape the way they teach their courses to give students an experience that goes beyond that. So, for example, when I teach my two-course sequence in risk management, I also teach a course in bank management. It's from the perspective of, if I were still a chief risk officer at a major institution, what would I want those students to learn so that when they hit the job running, they can actually take off and do things for me, as opposed to me having to spend time giving them on-the-job trainings. I really have a special place in my heart for my experiential learning courses. I'll take anywhere from 5 to 20 students, depending on the project, and I will find a corporate sponsor, such as a Freddie Mac or Citigroup. Every time we run these programs and we get done with them, I'm always struck by when the sponsor and their team come back later and go, how could they get that much done in 7 or 8 weeks? And we've had a number of our students be offered permanent jobs, internships for the summer. When you graduate with an MPhil or an MQF program from us, you can tell them, look, I have skills that were valuable for you today.